All right, slides 45 through 59 is creating and modifying pivot charts. So we did pivot tables. Now we're going to do pivot charts. Okay. So you can create a pivot chart straight from the data or from a pivot table that you've already created. So to get started, we're going to go into test data. And of course, save this as solutions. And then we're going to click on A1. And for this data, if we press end, we have 139,000 pieces of data. Like, that doesn't even seem right. Okay, lots of pieces of data. Okay, so Control Home, go back up to the top. So we're going to create pivot charts to display all this data to visually see what's going on instead of over 100,000 records. Okay, so we're going to go to Insert, we're going to go to Charts, Pivot Chart. And we're going to do just this one right here, pivot chart. Okay. The default location. Wait, hold on. All right. It's selected our information for us and it's gone down to 139,000. That's good. Where do we want to put it? A new worksheet. Yes. And click OK. It says to name this new worksheet pivot chart. And I'm on step 5 on slide 46. It says in the pivot chart field pane to the right of the worksheet, drag the test field to the filters area. So test to the filters area. Drag grade to the values area. Grade again to the access area. Drag proficiency level to the legend area. I'm now on slide 48, step 9. Move the chart to the left edge of the pivot worksheet below the newly created pivot table. Oh, so it automatically generated a pivot table for us. Here's the pivot chart below it. Okay, so this chart shows us, based on the grade level, how many students are advanced, partially proficient, don't have a score, unsatisfactory, those things. We can see that by grade level here. Much easier than looking at 139,000 pieces of data. Okay, so we told it that the legend, how we're separating this out, is by proficiency level, and that the access down here is going to be by grade. We can filter this by test. So if you want to, you just look at reading. We can just look at reading scores. We're going to go back to all the scores. And then the values down here, this is counts. So this is how many students in each grade level. All right. So it tells us to do this drop down, select science. Notice that only some grades are available because only some take the test. 5, 8, and 10. The other grades don't actually take it. We're going to go back to all. Go to science and come down here and click deselect no score. We don't want to see the no score options. We just want to see advanced, partially proficient, proficient, and unsatisfactory for this. On the format tab over here, click the text box button in the insert shapes group. Up here, we are going to insert shapes, and then click the top of the chart and have a label that says student science score. Now I see. Click here. Click here. Alright. We're adding. Oh, where did we go? Alright, do that again. Start typing before I move it, I guess. This is going to be the student science test scores. And make it bold. Size 16. And if you want to play around with this, I mean, you can make this look really nice for our purposes. That's fine. Click cell A3 and change the label to just say count. Okay. I'm on slide 49. It says in D4, shows the label for proficient, D4. Move the mouse pointer to the left of the cell until the mouse pointer changes to a four-headed black arrow and drag the mouse between columns B and C. Release. Okay, what am I doing? To the left edge of the cell until the mouse pointer changes. Okay. Drag it. Because we want our data to be organized, advanced, proficient, partially proficient, unsatisfactory. So you can simply grab it and drag it by doing that. Okay, I gotcha. And then on slide 50, you should see what this looks like. Slide 51, we're going to apply some styles to our pivot charts. If you're familiar with styles, this shouldn't be too bad. So we're keeping this test data one open. Select the pivot chart worksheet, which we're on, and click the pivot chart to select if necessary. And then in the design tab up here at the top, in the chart styles group, select style 2. Okay. In the chart styles group, click the color change button and select color palette 2. Okay. Click any cell in the pivot table, such as any of these. So this looks like colors that Oak Creek would do, but this allows us to see, instead of seeing the lines and the totals and trying to estimate exactly how many there are, this just gives us those data points automatically and cuts out all the lines. I'm now on slide 53. Click the pivot table tools design tab, and then in the styles group, now I'm going to change the style of this up here. We're going to do the sky blue pivot chart medium 13. So that has the word medium, so we're going to be down here. Sky blue, I think, is this one. And I'm looking for 13. Okay. Step number 7, select the pivot chart down here. The chart elements plus button next to the chart, and then select this guy right here, and then select access titles. Change the vertical axis to count and change this one to grade level. Okay. Now step 8, right click in the blank area of the chart and select format chart area on the format chart pane. over here. We're going to change the fill, select solid fill, and the color aqua, accent 5, lighter 80%. That one right there. We can close this. Compare your pivot chart with slide 54. Looks good to me. Slide 55, working with the Power Pivot data model. Power Pivot is a powerful tool used to build pivot tables and perform analysis. In brief, it offers Excel users the ability to generate pivot tables very quickly on large data sets of tens or even hundreds of millions of rows. So I'm now on, so 56 just talks more about this, how to do this. 57 will actually dive in. So we're going to close this one. So it should be saved. We're going to open up pivot tables. So we're going to have this open. And we are also going to open the Power Pivot. And this one, we're going to title as Solution. Okay, if you have two monitors, display each workbook on its own monitor. If you're using one monitor, click the View tab and arrange all, select horizontal. Okay, so what they're saying that you can do, view side by side. And move those up so you can view both of them. What I prefer to do is just to drag this one over here and have the other one on the other side. Is what I prefer to do. Okay. Slide 57 just shows like you can have them top and bottom, that'll work just fine. And then notice that the data set we use for the normal pivot table exercises we have in columns for state, region, and sales rep. In the data set we will be using Power Pivot exercise for main data set does not include any of these columns. Click the rest of the worksheets and inspect. Okay, so it just wants us to compare. So we can close our pivot tables one. Is that this one? Yeah, pivot tables one can close. And this one should be open. And then we're all set for this part.